Yeah, so please introduce yourself.
Good evening, sir. First, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Srigowtham Pothraju. I am from Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh. Did my schooling and intermediate education in my hometown. In 2023, I graduated with Bachelor of Technology in Chemical Engineering from Sardar Vallabhbhai National Institute of Technology. After graduation, I have worked at Vedanta Alumina Refinery, Odisha, gaining 1 year of hands-on experience on alumina production, plant operation, and management. My role involved troubleshooting, performing daily shift jobs, and process optimization, and ensuring safety stability. Along with that, which gave me it strengthened my problem-solving skills and industry exposure. And during my graduation, I have worked on my final year project on compound vinyl estate, exploring its properties, process routes, and process design, like my material and energy balance and equipment design. And apart from academics and work, I love to sketching and also play badminton. I also like to spend quality time with my family, which keeps me motivated and balanced. So I look forward joining your organization and go
Okay.
towards its growth.
Uh, you said you done a project.
Yes, sir.
You done a project in your BTech or in your job?
No, sir. It's my final year project. That's
Final
on
year project.
compound. We took a compound of vinyl estate and we have designed the overall plant from material balance
What
to
is the
the.
title of the project?
It's like in our college. It's like the design of the vinyl estate plant.
Design of the vinyl acetate plant.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me in brief about this project. What you did.
Basically, we have started from the type of the properties and the uses that we have for the vinyl estate, and then we have later go into the material and energy balance. So we have all the equipment. So we have done all the material and energy balance. So later we have designed the equipment design like heat exchanger, distillation column, and finally we also got minor calculations of the cost estimation also using assumptions and some plant layout and final designs, like overall.
Okay. What is the chemical reaction by which we make the vinyl acetate?
Basically, the raw material required for the vinyl acetate is like acetic acid, ethylene, and oxygen. So we react it with in the presence of catalyst palladium PDCl2 at a temperature of 160 degrees and pressure of approx 5 to 6 bar. So we get the vinyl acetate and byproduct of water also as a byproduct. We also have the side reaction where we get the carbon dioxide as the uh, uh, undesired reaction.
Okay. With the acetic acid, you said that we can make vinyl acetate with the help of acetic acid.
Yes, sir.
So what are the raw materials? Acetic acid and
Acetic acid and ethylene.
ethylene. So acetic
Yes, sir.
acid and ethylene in the presence of, you said, oxygen.
Oxygen and catalyst palladium PDCl2.
Okay. So this
Yes.
process that you are telling, it's the commercial route of producing the
Yes, sir.
acetic acid.
Yes, sir. It's the only commercial route. We can go to the other process also, but it is the most used. It has only a conversion of 10%. If you go to the other conversion, other reactions, it's have less than 10%. And using ethylene is instead of ethylene, using that compound is much more dangerous. So we go with the
Okay.
ethylene itself.
So tell me that, can we polymerize the vinyl acetate also?
Yes, sir. After polymerization, we can do polyvinyl acetate or ethyl vinyl alcohol also. So everything has its own uses. Yes.
Okay. Need some 5 minutes. Ankush, you can please continue.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So Gautama, you said that you,
Yes.
how much time you were there in that job?
It's a 1 year.
1 year and complete 1 year experience.
Yes, sir, 1 year.
So it was related to troubleshooting and process safety.
So, no, sir, mostly like I have 6 months of training and 6 months of in the area. So It's like completely in the production basis only, not safety. Like
Okay.
seeing the parameters, like doing the shift
So you
duties.
have some basic idea
Yes.
of process safety and all those
Yes,
things.
sir. Yes, sir.
So do you know what is HAZOP? HAZOP.
Yes, sir. It's analysis we do for the type of the hazards that are present in the area. HAZOP.
What is the full form? Any
Sorry,
idea?
sir, currently I'm unable to remember.
It's okay. But your answer was correct. It is basically
Yes,
hazard and operability study.
yes, sir.
Okay. So I will say, as like you gave your introduction, which was quite a decent introduction. So it is obvious that you have prepared that very well. Okay.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you mention about your rank 4 in that introduction also?
No, sir.
You should.
Means it's like a recruiting from the CBT, so I thought it will
But
be some.
That we
it
will
is your.
Ankush, that we will discuss later. Let's continue the interview. We'll
Okay, okay.
give the feedback in the last. Okay,
Okay.
Gautam,
Yes, sir.
So
my last question was that can we do the polymerization of vinyl acetate?
Yes, sir. We can do vinyl acetate. We get the polyvinyl acetate and also ethyl vinyl acetate and many other polymers.
Okay, so what is the use then? If I do the polymerization and form a polyvinyl acetate, so what will be the
Yes, sir.
use?
Basically, the polyvinyl acetate is used in the adhesives and coatings, sir. Like it's in the industrially mostly used for the construction purpose, like paints, like coatings and sealants in textiles. So mostly it's used in the adhesive industries.
But same is the use for the vinyl acetate also.
Yes, sir.
Then
Mostly,
why to polymerize? There should be a difference, na? Vinyl acetate and polyvinyl acetate.
yes,
But
sir.
what's the difference in usage?
Mainly, polyvinyl acetate is much more have much more benefits than vinyl acetate. I think so. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't have
that's
clear
what I'm
idea.
asking. What are the benefits?
It's a more strength and compared to the more adhesive properties and more more physical properties are much stronger than vinyl acetate compared to.
But you don't look confident in this, huh?
So I clearly don't have any idea.
Okay, koi baat, no issue. You also mentioned that you worked in the alumina production facility.
Yes, sir.
Explain me the working of alumina production.
Basically, alumina is extracted from the bauxite ore, where we use the gibbsite type of ore for the extraction of alumina. And the main process is known as Bayer's process, sir. So we extract
Base,
the alumina BAYER, Bayer's.
BAYR,
YER, sir. Bayer's
YER. Okay,
process. Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
So we use that process to extract the alumina present in the bauxite, which has many other raw material. Mainly we use the liquor for the extraction of alumina, sir. So basically, we first reduce the size of the bauxite using mechanical operation like ball mills. So then we send it to digestion where the main reaction occurs, sir. So the base process, we need to maintain the temperature of 160 degrees and a pressure of about 4 to 5 kg per centimeter square. So at that we get the sodium aluminate. So after the getting sodium aluminate, we send it into a settler where the mud particles that are present in the bauxite will be separated out, and the mother liquor that is sent into precipitation tank. So where the precipitation occurs and we get the aluminum trioxide, ALOH thrice. So based on precipitation, where we use nuclear fines as the nucleus, where then we try to achieve the desired size, and we again separate the fines and coarses, and again reuse them, and the desired size is sent into calcination. So we have a calciner which is maintained at about temperature 1000 degrees Celsius. So we try to remove the formula of alumina is Al2O3. So we try to remove the hydrogen atoms that are present. So AlOH thrice is converted to Al2O3. So that is the final compound that we get. So the alumina from alumina will transform that into aluminium metals. That is the other unit of the Vedanta.
Okay. What is the content of silica in the bauxite?
Sir, it's basically of 10% almost.
Less than 10%, more than 10%.
Means varies on the ore, sir. Mostly it's desirable to be less than 10%. So we also have a separate unit to separate out the silica, sir. Like pre-desilication is there. Means we convert the react to silica. Means it forms some alumina complexes in the further processes. So we use the pre-desilication unit where we convert the silica, react to silica to unreact to silica by forming some silica complex particles. So it will be separated out in the settler section.
Can we use the same process you mentioned for bauxites having more than 10% silica?
Sir, means we can use it, but we need to rectify the temperature and the operating conditions must be designed accordingly. Means we have different ores also, like mostly the plant that I'm working is only designed for the gibbsite ore. So if we change the composition of the ore, the digestion temperature parameters also gets changed. So complete plant must need to adapt to these situations.
In the digestion of bauxite with the sodium hydroxide, a waste product is formed known as red mud.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me about this red mud?
Red mud
What it
mostly
has, what is the
consists of
composition, what we do with it?
mostly red mud consists of the iron particles like iron, mud, and the non-reactive silica complex that we have before formed it. So all the some of the compounds, metals also are present. So we further send the digestion slurry that we got into the settler section where the overflow is separated out, which is known as mother liquor, as I have mentioned, and the underflow is known as the mud, sir. So settler mud, which is further sent to washing section where the remaining any alumina or liquor is present. So for the concern of the alumina, like caustic shouldn't be sent out into the environment. So we use the washing section using wash water. And the final mud is sent into a red mud pond, where further any we use that red mud for the production of red bricks, like construction of bricks, like that for the construction purpose they will use it, like making composition.
How much aluminum oxide is there in the bauxite?
Sir, basically almost of 20% like that.
20%? Or more than 30?
Currently, I don't have exact idea, sir. I am unable to recall it.
Generally, it is between 30 to 50.
Yes.
And what is the byproduct of this industry other than the alumina?
Alumina, mostly as I
Byproduct of the
mentioned, it
Bayer's
is
process.
it's like the red mud is only the byproduct, sir. Mostly that's the only thing.
What about gallium?
Gallium, we used to have a separate unit, sir, but it is later eliminated due to the somewhat cost factor. Have gallium and vanadium unit also in the last few back years, but due to some cost factors, they have mixed it with the settler and sent out to the red mud filtration in that section.
Okay. And why this is known as Bayer's process?
Sir, it's design. It is discovered by the scientist Bayer. That's
Discovered by the scientist Bayer. What is the name of the scientist? You worked there,
no,
for much
yes,
time.
sir. And I have no idea, sir.
Carl Joseph Bayer. And behind his name,
Yes.
we call it as the Bayer's process. Great. Okay, so why you want to join ONGC? Why not other PSUs?
Sir, as an aspiring chemical engineer, I would like to say that ONGC is one of the top public sector enterprises in India. It is have many decades of expertise in energy sector, especially in exploration and production. It operates with the latest cutting-edge technologies and modern production techniques, ensuring efficiency and sustainability. And I also fascinated by its responsive growth towards its commitment towards responsive growth and its uh, contribution towards India's energy sector. So this made me to make ONGC as the perfect place to grow professionally by serving a bigger purpose.
Let's say
I
after
have a question,
let's sir uh, let's
a
say
cross
after
question on this.
let's say after 1 or 2 months, okay,
Yes, sir.
we select you, and another PSU's notification come, and they also select you. Then what you would do? Let's say Indian Oil selects you, ONGC selects you. Then what you would do?
I would prefer ONGC only, sir, because it is one of the top only company in India which products of 70% crude oil, domestic crude oil in India. So there is no other company in exploration and production. So I'm much more interested towards.
So you like upstream more than the downstream.
Yes, sir.
So you have experience of upstream.
No, sir.
Then why it is so that you are like upstream more than downstream?
Means I'm much more interested like the original how the exploration is done. So somewhat and the along with that ONGC also has the downstream subsidiaries also. So I think it is overall for the ONGC.
So if we select you first, then will you go to give the interview of other PSUs?
No, sir.
You will not appear.
No, sir.
Okay. So that means you are serious about joining the ONGC.
Yes, sir.
Then you must have read about the ONGC also and must have gone through the website also.
Yes, sir. I have Android.
Okay. Tell me the products of ONGC. What are the products that we manufacture or explore, or names of the products?
Basically, it is in the crude oil exploration, sir, and we have the LPG also, and as refining products are from the subsidiaries, and we also have the pipeline transportation, and we have also having the renewables also, renewable energy, and
You
yes, sir.
mentioned crude oil and LPG, but you forget to tell the name of one major product that we produce other than crude oil and
natural
LPG.
gas, natural gas.
It's
Yes,
a natural gas also. Great.
yes.
Okay. Have you heard about the project Parivartan
No, sir.
in the ONGC? It is mentioned on the website about the project Parivartan.
No, sir. I haven't heard of it.
Okay. And do you know that ONGC also spends in the R&D?
Yes, sir.
R&D sectors are there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the expenditure of R&D of ONGC?
I don't have the knowledge about the expenditure, but I have some of the units like in the sectors like renewable energies, and recently it has gone to the gas hydrates also, trying to extract gas from the gas hydrates obtained from the seabeds.
Okay. Who is the current chairman and CEO of the ONGC?
Is Mr. Arun Kumar Singh.
Okay. And what is the direction of the production unit?
Sir?
Who is the director of the production unit? Director production.
I have read it, sir, but I am unable to recall right now. Like Mr. Kumar. Yes.
Yeah, it's Pankaj Kumar.
Yes.
Great. Okay. You know that in the last 5 years, the production of crude oil, okay, the ONGC's productions of crude oil has increased or decreased in the last 5 years?
So in the recent trend, I have observed that it's somewhat decreased, like about 1 to 2%. Like it went from 21 million metric ton to 19.5 million metric ton, like that.
Not 21 to 19, it's 24 to 21 million.
Yes, sir. So overall, complete all the combine of the joint ventures and the
Yeah,
ONGC.
I'm talking about the joint venture data only.
Yes, sir.
And what about the natural gas production? Is it increased or decreased?
It's also slightly decreased, sir. Currently, it's all about 19.7 billion metric cube, like that.
Billion
Cubic meters
in BCM.
Yes, sir.
You said that ONGC is also working in the downstream.
Yes,
What
sir.
are who are our downstream subsidiaries?
The two main subsidiaries are the Mangaluru Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited and HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited.
And other two?
Other are ONGC Petro Additive Limited, sir. Other one is another one unable to recall it right now, sir.
Okay. ONGC, as you know, that ONGC deals in the exploration and the drilling. So
Yes, sir.
carbon dioxide also gets emitted during the process.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the current carbon dioxide emission of the ONGC yearly?
No, sir. No idea about it. Means, I also read that it is trying to achieve net zero by 2038. So it's working
Net
about
zero
the
by
carbon 2038.
38. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, okay. No
So
issue.
it's like advancing in the carbon capture or bio emission, like biogas, EVs, and other renewables like green hydrogen, like that.
Okay. And as a corporate, we have some social responsibility also.
Yes,
Hai na?
sir.
So in the CSR initiatives, can you tell me what are the initiatives taken by the ONGC?
Sir, it have gone to various like public facilities, facilitation like doing Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, like constructing toilets, like providing medical facilities like mobile vans. Also, it recently have contributed to the construction of the medical hospital in Assam and also Cancer Institute in Nagpur also. And it's also in towards the cleaning of the rivers like Saraswati, reviving the Saraswati River and other water bodies. So working actively towards the renewables like planting or establishing the solar in the remote areas and skill development of the in the remote areas of the students, of the bright students.
Okay, that's great. Let's check your technical. Ankush sir, please continue.
Yes, sir. So again, hello, Srigowtham.
Hi, sir.
There is a few questions. First, I would like to ask from your answers, which you gave to Ankur sir. Like
Yes.
when he asked about the ONGC, why you want to join. So during in your answer, you said one line that you are fascinated with this modern technologies used by the ONGC.
Yes, sir.
So, do you know any of the technology they used?
Means I have known that the ONGC is the top company, only company in India. So in exploration. So
But just I am asking about the name of those technologies.
sir,
Or have
exact
you heard this line from someone?
sir, no sir, exact technologies I have don't know have any idea.
Okay. And can you name? And you also said that one of the answer at that time. See, one thing I want to make it clear. Like here, I am asking these questions separately after him, Ankur
Yes,
sir. But in the main interview, they can ask the cross questions by anyone, and in the panel can ask anytime. Okay?
yes, sir.
So don't think कि main interview they will ask you one by one. They can ask randomly. So you have to be ready. So one question you said that in one of his answer that you are willing to join onshore, offshore, anywhere.
Yes, sir.
So my simple question is, what is the meaning of onshore and offshore? Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Basically, the main difference between the onshore and offshore field is that the oil field that we explore, if it is in the deep sea water, it is known as the offshore, and if it is in on the land, it is known as the onshore.
And if it is not deep sea,
And we have two types of again in the offshores are like deep sea and shallow sea, like deep waters and shallow waters. So
so
we
can you
have
name any
bifurcated.
of the ENP unit of ONGC from each category?
Sir, Mumbai High and Krishna Godavari basin are one of the our onshore fields, and Assam is one of the off onshore field.
And Mumbai High and KG Basin is offshore.
Is in offshore, yes.
Okay. Now, that's fine. So from your technical, have you prepared any subject?
Sir, heat transfer and mass transfer.
Heat transfer and mass transfer. So
Yes.
about the ONGC, you know many things. So can you tell me the role of mass transfer and heat transfer subject in exploration and production block, ENP block, the crude oil production and exploration?
Hello, sir. Could you please
What is
repeat
the
question?
role of mass transfer and heat transfer in the production of crude oil and natural gas on the offshore or onshore point?
I think both mass transfer and heat transfer are both involved in the exploration, sir, for the extraction of the oil. And clearly, I don't have the idea of the clear in the refining part, but I am not clear in the exploration parts. The role of mass transfer.
It's okay. It's not extraction, it's exploration only.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Do you know about the Darcy equation?
Yes, sir.
Darcy-Weisbach equation.
Sir?
Darcy-Weisbach equation and Darcy equation.
No idea. Sir.
Matlab, you have not seen FM as such.
Clearly, I am unable to recall it right now, sir. I'm a bit confused.
Okay. So any heat exchanger, can you name, if I ask you to design any heat exchanger right now, so which
Yes, sir.
heat exchanger you would like to design?
Or design shell and tube heat exchangers.
Okay, and which method you will follow?
We'll use the Kearns method for that.
Okay, so can you tell me the difference between floating head shell and tube heat exchanger and fixed head shell and tube heat exchanger?
So the main difference is that one of the one head is fixed for the both the heat exchangers, but the other rear hand is not fixed for the floating head and is fixed for the fixed head heat exchanger. So mainly it is provided for the heat expansions. So expansion of the tubes in the exchange.
Okay, so what is there any difference on the pressure drop if we use fixed head or floating head? Will there be any difference in the pressure drop calculations?
No idea, sir. Please.
Okay. So, anyways, that's all. So, there are a few things I would like to tell you. One last question, not related to interview, but for you, for your
Yes.
after GATE exam till now, have you studied anything from GATE notes?
Yes, sir. I have studied the mass transfer and heat transfer for the preparation of for these interviews.
But you said shell and tube heat exchanger as your most favorite topic, and
Yes.
you were not able to answer this simple question. Anyways, no issues. So if you are saying the designing like these type of things now, so
Yes, sir.
in process designing, the main thing is all the material balance, energy balance part which you have seen in the notes, plus pressure drop calculation.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If you are doing even in Kearns method, if you see, at last everything goes down to delta P calculation.
Yes,
Even if you calculated and you estimated is same, but delta P is different. So they do the things again. Hai na?
yes, sir.
So that is a Kearns method. So you have to see these important points. And why you were giving everything so smoothly and with confidence. And when I ask you the role of heat transfer and mass transfer in ENP, you were silent. What are the
Means
main
I
things we
don't.
see? See, when crude oil is processed, produced, then crude oil is sent to the refineries.
Yes, sir.
In between this thing, production and to refineries, they do some
Mm-hmm.
process of the crude oil
Yes, we
to
remove
prepare
the
it,
water, we
like
remove the
sweatening
sulfur mixture.
process,
Yes, sir.
dehydration, so many things. You know that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
I know it.
isn't it separation?
Yes, sir. It's
And
includes that,
separation
but
is a mass transfer.
yes, sir.
So you know that.
Means I thought it in the oil wells like deep ground. I thought like that.
Arey, if you thought, if you know na these things, so you should answer.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yes, sir.
question was not about the drilling.
Yes,
My
sir.
question was in during at a ENP block.
Yes, sir.
Means exploration and production there as a unit. है ना?
Yes,
And heat transfer means what? Heat exchangers,
yes, sir.
boilers, all these
Refrigeration
things.
unit. Yes, sir.
These are what? Heat transfers. और क्या चाहिए?
Yes.
So do you know all the things?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
don't
I
overthink?
thought it's
Always keep it simple.
okay,
ठीक है?
sir.
And one last feedback I will give, and then Ankur sir will wrap up. Uh, in your introduction, I would suggest you do include your rank 4 because this is your achievement. Not everyone can get rank 4. Do you think it is
Means
easy to get rank 4 in GATE exam?
sir, no, sir. Means I'm
And
thinking
now
it
tell
has
me
some
when you
counter.
when you started your preparation for GATE 25, and
Yes, sir.
when you started at that time, did you know that ONGC will not recruit from GATE exam this time?
No, sir.
So in your
Okay.
introduction about the company, you are saying ONGC is my dream job, one of the main PSU in which I want to go. So desperate I am. So you started GATE preparation for ONGC. But
Yes,
later
sir.
on, you saw that ONGC is recruiting from CBT exam. But since you have prepared for GATE exam, so obviously you write GATE exam and then CBT. So this is your
Yes,
advantage that you got rank 4 in GATE. It shows your sincerity. And then you also cleared the CBT exam.
yes, sir.
Even if you get to know about this just 1 or 2 months before it. है ना?
Yes,
So it is basically your advantage. So you should mention these things because it is your achievement.
sir, but I'm thinking it will be somewhat counter also. Means they might ask like
What
you will.
they will counter in PSUs, they will only talk about your mainly 2 subjects. And if they
Yes.
don't ask you the 2 subjects in ONGC, irrespective of your rank, they will ask you the questions from fluid mechanics.
Okay, sir.
In all these energy sector PSUs, fluid mechanics is the key. So you should
Yes,
have
sir.
at least the basic idea about the basics and pumps.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you still have time, I will say, to at least read some basics about the
Sure, sir.
fluid types of flow, properties, pumps. That's it. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Now, that's all from my side. Sir,
Shri, in the mass transfer, we use distillation as the main separation process. है ना?
Yes, sir.
And distillation has some components like reboiler and condenser. Tell
Yes,
me
sir.
about the types of reboiler we use.
We use kettle type reboiler and thermosiphon reboilers.
Some difference between these two?
Uh, Sorry, sir. Currently, I don't have any idea about it.
Okay. And in the condenser, what are the types of condensers used?
No idea, sir.
Okay, no issue. In the case of distillation, there is a problem known as flooding and whipping.
Yes,
So
sir.
in the industry, how one can indicate whether the flooding will gonna happen or whipping will gonna happen.
Means what are the symptoms, sir?
Indication, how we can get to know. An engineer sitting on the panel, how he get to know that flooding will gonna happen or whipping will gonna happen, something has to be done.
Means if the pressure drop drastically increases at once, that might be a like a symptom for the occurrence of the floodings. And if the pressure drop at once decreases, it can result in weeping. So we need to take care of the reboiler duty accordingly.
Pressure drop of what?
Pressure drop of the complete distillation columns at the top and the bottom.
And how we measure that pressure drop?
We measured by, we have the three calculations for the tray type, like plate pressure drop is like for the dry and the when the there is a liquid present, we get the one pressure drop, that is known as column tray pressure drop, and that is static pressure drop that occurs due to the weight of the liquid present. And uh, by adding those things, we get the complete pressure drop of the complete distillation columns.
But that we add in the manual process, like writing on the
Yes.
pad. In the industry, everything is automatic. So
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about how we measure the pressure out there in the industry. Obviously, the engineer is not writing down these things, huh?
Yes,
So
sir.
how we get to know there?
Means we find the pressure at the top of the column and bottom of the column. So difference of the pressure that results in the our pressure drop that we need to maintain.
You are not getting my point. And you must point towards the sensors. In the industry, we use sensors. Sensors to
Yes.
measure the pressure. And then there is a controller also present, and who
Yes.
checks the pressure drop, current pressure drop, and the ideal pressure drop, generates some errors.
Yes.
And by that, the information comes to us. And obviously,
Yes.
that controller is then attached to the reboiler too. It can open the valve so that the more steam can come in or less steam can come in.
Yeah,
It's the
interlocks.
automatic process, na?
Yes, sir.
So in the industry, can flooding or weeping happen? Is it possible?
So it's possible, but it's automated, so they make sure that cases won't occur by the help of the interlocks and the controllers.
Okay, okay. After the exploration of the crude oil,
Yes, sir.
we sent it directly to the refineries, or do we do some treatment also?
We do the pre-treatment like dehydration or denitrogenation or sweetening process. We remove any metals that are present also. So based on doing the pre-treatment, we further then send for the transportation to the downstream industries.
Do we do desalting also?
Sir, it's
Desalting.
mostly done before the crude in the downstream industries. Mostly it's done in the downstream industries itself.
Desalting of crude oil is done in the downstream industries.
Means I have read it that it mostly done before sending before the into the crude distillation unit. So
Yeah.
I think it must be will be done at the downstream unit.
Okay. Could you explain desalting of crude oil?
Basically, the main aim of desalting is to remove the salt content present in the crude oil, sir, which might result in the formation of corrosion in the equipment. So we use water, and by maintaining the temperature, we separate out the salt by dissolving it in the water, and then send the crude oil into further units.
Okay. How many types of multiple effect evaporators are there?
We can, based on the counter current, those things. Counter.
Any type you want to tell? Types of evaporate, multiple effect evaporators.
That's it is like forward feed evaporator and backward feed evaporators. Means in our area in the Vedanta also we have a multi-effect backward feed evaporator, which is falling film types.
So forward feed evaporator is better or backward feed evaporator is better?
Mostly for concentrating and reducing the or more heat transfer and mass transfer efficiency. Backward feed is much efficient.
Backward feed is much efficient. What is the meaning of backward feed? Means the feed is entered into the last evaporator effect.
Yes, sir.
And then it flows backward.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the evaporators, the pressure and the temperature is distributed in a decreasing order,
No, yes, sir.
thus that the last effect is at the least temperature and the least pressure.
Yes, sir.
So when the feed is introduced in the last effect, so it has to go to the next effect, which is having higher pressure. So that means
Yes,
you are
sir.
sending the feed from the lower pressure to the higher pressure.
Yes, sir. We add up the pumping cost, so it will be somewhat
Yeah.
not economical. Yes. In
But
terms of
it is
concentrating in the terms of energy, the backward feed is somewhat forward feed is much efficient, sir, but in terms of separation, I would say backward feed efficient, I think.
the purpose of evaporator is not to separate, rather is to concentrate.
Yes, sir.
Whether you use forward feed or backward feed, both the purpose is concentrate.
Yes, sir.
So it's not the case that backward concentrates more. That's completely wrong. Any use case of backward over the forward?
Um, Currently, I'm unable to recall it, sir.
Okay. What is the main characteristic property of the petrol?
Petrol. Sir, the main characteristic property is the octane number, sir. Based on it is the characteristic property of petrol which is used based on the knocking tendency of the fuels.
So in one case we have an petrol having 90 octane, and in another case we have a petrol of 95 octane.
Yes, sir.
Which one is better and why?
Basically, octane number of 95 is better, sir, because it gives much better performance compared to the octane number of 90. So it gives better combustion compared to 90. So the lesser the knocking, the more higher
I
performance.
have my car named Maruti Baleno Zeta.
Yes, sir.
So when I am driving Maruti Baleno, goes to the petrol pump, there are two options available to me: premium petrol or normal petrol. Which one should I prefer?
Sir, based on the engine, like mostly premium petrol is for the design for the premium cars, like high-end users. So for performance users.
So if
For
I use
normal,
premium petrol in my car, will there be any improvement in performance?
means I think it will be almost negligible. I think according to my area, it is almost negligible, sir. It mostly can be seen in the high performance cars. We cannot use the low octane number in the high performance cars. So that
So high octane number in the basic cars is not
yes,
that much of use case.
yes,
That should be used in the high performance cars only.
yes,
Okay. So that means octane is not related to the mileage or the average.
no, sir.
It is
It's
related
mostly
to the
regarding
performance basically.
performance. Yes.
Octane number, what it actually tells us, other than the
Yes.
theoretical stuff, knocking and all, actually what it tells us.
It tells us the percentage volume of isooctane present in
No. That's the theoretical definition.
yes, sir.
I want to go into the compression ratio basically. In terms of
Basically, the physical significance he is asking.
So the higher the octane number, the lesser the knocking tendency. So the compression will be done at the perfect time, though the higher the octane number will be. If the lesser the octane number, the delay in the ignition takes place in the engine. So
okay, no issue. In the case of heat exchangers, how many
yes,
types of heat exchangers are there?
basically classified into 4 to 5 types, like sir, like double pipe heat exchanger, shell and tube heat exchanger, plate
But
type.
double pipe and shell and tube are both tubular, na?
Yes, sir.
Overall classification I'm asking. These two are
Overall, like
same.
a direct, yes, sir. It's like direct and indirect contact heat exchange.
Okay. This is one of the classification. Other than that,
And then that,
you must have read about the recuperators, regenerators,
no, sir,
plate
no idea.
type, tubular type.
I mean, uh, plate type heat exchangers and shell and tube heat exchangers and fin type heat exchangers like that.
Okay. Plate type heat exchangers or shell and tube heat exchanger, which one is better?
For most, you reaching the less approach temperatures, like about we can reach up to 1 to 5 degrees Celsius in the plate type heat exchangers. But in shell and tube heat exchanger, it is commonly used in most of the refineries and industrial. So the main
Out of these two, which one occupy less area?
plate type heat exchanger.
Which one gives more heat transfer rate?
Plate type only.
It gives better heat transfer rate, occupies less area.
Yes,
Then
sir.
why you are saying that shell and tube heat exchanger is normally used?
Mostly for it's used for the low viscous fluids. The plate type is mostly used for low viscous fluids and less corrosive. It's somewhat need more maintenance compared to shell and tube heat exchanger. So for compact and various uses, shell and tube is more easy to use.
Okay, okay. You know that currently we are blending the ethanol with the petrol.
Yes, sir.
So what is the 2025 target of Indian government of ethanol blending?
They're trying to reach the ethanol blending of 20%. It's before presently it's up to 10%. So ministry is trying to reach the 20% blend.
So 10% to 20%. Can we achieve by the end of this year?
I think it is somewhat difficult task right now, sir. Yes.
Okay. It's not 10 actually, it's 15.16% right now, the national average. And how many ethanol will be required for 20% blending?
No exact ideas.
Okay. Ethanol blending is good for the consumer point of view or not? Like I'm a consumer and in one side I have normal petrol, in other side I have ethanol blended petrol. So
Yes,
which
sir.
one should I prefer?
Basically, in view of the consumer, it's ethanol blended petrol gets lesser mileage compared to other normal petrol. So the lesser the mileage, the more fuel that we need. So the consumption increases. It's like counter for that. So it somewhat results in the greener side in the initiative from the government, but somewhat uh, lacks for the consumer.
Okay. Difference between gray hydrogen and green hydrogen?
Green hydrogen is the hydrogen that is produced from the electrolysis of water, sir. Whereas gray hydrogen is the hydrogen produced from steam methane reforming without capturing the carbon that is present.
Okay. Ankush sir, आप raise hand किया.
Yes, sir. Actually, I I want to ask one question related to this.
Sure.
Gautam, like you guys are talking about the ethanol blending and all these type of things.
Yes,
So
sir.
I have one question. Why we even need to do this blending stuff? Why we are not providing only pure petrol or fuels?
Basically, the main aim of the government is to reduce the carbon emissions. So, ethanol is somewhat produces lesser carbon footprint. So, blending with the petrol results in the
But
less.
ethanol also has carbon, petrol, diesel also have carbon.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and if we talk about the, like guys were talking about the octane numbers as well. He
Yes,
was
sir.
also asking the physical significance of octane number. So, if I'm not wrong, I have heard this that a high octane number leads to high probability of complete combustion. If I blend ethanol, so up to somewhere I am decreasing the octane number,
Yes,
means
sir.
I am reducing the probability of complete combustion. So in
Yes, sir.
that way, carbon emission, if we are talking to CO is more harmful than CO2, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So what is the benefit? We are actually doing more damage to the environment.
I got your point, sir, but currently unable to get the
Okay.
answer for that.
Chalo, is it related to somewhere to increase the sustainability of the fuels? Like, currently people are consuming fuels and
Yes,
natural
sir.
gas, coal are at so many pace. So, do you have any idea what is the estimated timeline that after these, how many years these fuels may exhaust if they keep on consuming at the same pace?
Uh, as we know that the consumption is almost doubling and from many decades, so approx almost of about 82 from 50 to 80 years. About 80 years, there might be a risk of
That's
depletion of the.
correct. If the people keep on consuming the fuels at the same pace, so
Yes, sir.
and based on the number of reserves we have, so
Yes, sir.
in the next 50 years, the crude oil will exhaust. In next 70, 80, 60 to 80 years, natural gas will exhaust. And
Yes, sir.
in almost 100 to 110 years, coal will exhaust. If
Yes,
they don't found the new reserves
yes, sir.
or the
So we need to plan.
alternatives.
So we need to plan according, like divert to the renewables and other green
That's why all
hydrogen
the
methods.
PSUs are moving towards
Yes,
the renewable energy sectors. So
yes,
you can keep these type of things also in your answer.
yes,
Since you know all these things, now why to, if you are not able to connect a technical point by chance,
yes, sir.
so but you know the good, genuine general point, so you can use it. Like
Sure,
some
sir.
blending they are doing to increase the lifespan.
Yes, sir.
But in case you don't know the technical, you can
Mm-hmm.
answer like this. There is no harm.
Yes,
And
sir.
you can mention that, sir, I don't know the exact reason, but I think maybe to increase the lifespan. You can answer like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Shri, your interview is over. Okay, Ankur sir, I think already gave his feedback. My feedback is that first of all, your project part, है ना, that I completely heard, you explained and answered my query. So
Yes,
10 out of 10 in that. Second, I questioned about your work experience. I answered many questions, है ना, and you explained in very detail. So that's I like it again, 10 out of 10. Then I
yes,
answered the questions of some HR. You answered, and again I'm satisfied with that. Then I asked questions from the ONGC regarding, and you answered most of the questions. So I'm happy about that also. 10 out of 10 in that too. Technical part, obviously technical has no limit. It's very wide.
yes, sir.
The interviewer can ask anything, and obviously all the questions cannot be answered. But whatever the questions which are in your range, you answered it.
Yes, sir.
Whether it is from heat transfer, it is from mass transfer, or it is from the general exploration or the petroleum, you answered most of the questions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I would say 7 out of 10 in that, which is a decent score to get selected. And your posture, your body language, that's good. Your communication is much better. Um, Overall experience, I would say it's 9 out of 10. And if I were the interviewer, then definitely I would select you. So for
Yes,
me, it's great preparation. Okay. So
yes, sir.
just continue with the same confidence, continue with
Yes,
the
sir.
same body language, and it's amazing. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And like the Ankush sir gave some feedback that because in the exploration and drilling, there is a
Yes, sir.
use of pumps, you know.
Yes, sir.
So which pumps are being used and
Mhm.
working of that. So that point, I would say that you need to do a little bit of research.
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
will cover the
Yeah,
gaps that I have
that
found.
part is
Yes,
that part is important. You know.
yes,
Rest the question that I asked, like those questions which you are unable to answer, like forward or backward, I guess. So
yes, sir.
forward is
About
better than the
Peterson.
backward. Okay,
Yes,
forward
sir.
is
I
better
will
than the
want
backward,
to.
and
Yes,
backward is used only in the two use cases. one of the use cases when the feed is very, very viscous. When the feed is very, very viscous, in the case of forward, it is difficult to process that, because when we use forward, the temperature decreases from one effect to another. And as the temperature decreases, the viscosity increases further. So it is difficult to transport. So we use backward in that. And another use case is when the difference between the feed and the steam temperature difference is too much. Means if the feed is too much cold, then the backward is preferred. Otherwise, in all the use cases, forward is much, much better.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Once I look into it.
Yeah. And another question that I asked from about the octane number. So you answered perfectly. The main usage, the main significance that I'm asking. So octane number is related to compression. Octane number tells us the resistance of the fuel against self-ignition, because we want petrol to ignite only after the spark plug initiate the spark. So before that, whatever the compression is there, the gasoline should not self-ignite. So resistance to self-ignition and resistance to self-ignition during the compression. So how much compression gasoline can handle without being self-ignited. That is what the octane tells us. Okay. And that is the reason why better octane gives us better performance, because better octane means it can resist against more compression. And the more the fuel compressed, the better the temperatures are achieved, the more the combustion can be achieved, and better the performance can be obtained. Okay. That's why it gives us more performance. So that's one of the questions that you are unable to answer. Rest, I think, about the mass transfer types of reboilers, you should study thermosiphon and kettle. In the thermosiphon, there are natural circulation and forced circulation. Which one is better and which is used in what use case? I took a complete lecture of reboilers in my improvement classes. Okay. So I will send you the link. In the last 10 lectures, I guess, there is one lecture in which I took that lecture about the reboilers. It's
I'll search it and watch it.
Yeah,
I'll search it and watch it.
Yeah, complete detail I have sent. And another thing about the condensers. Condensers are basically the shell and tube heat exchangers only. They are used either vertical or horizontal, so there is not much type in that. Okay. And regarding the flooding, loading, everything is okay. And regarding the crude oil preparation and the desalting, etc., is also fine. And rest everything is fine. So it's good interview. And you are well prepared.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, sir.
All the best from my side.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Now you are doing one more thing, which is you should do at the very start. This is smile.
Yes, sir.
Here, this is smile all the time. Everything else will be better. Like Ankur sir said, see, in interview, they are not expecting you that you will answer all the questions. They are expecting, they always expect in every interview, ki whatever answers you people are giving, those should be crystal clear and perfect. Okay. As I told you also, keep it simple. Don't go in the depth, because if you use your words properly, okay? Because if you use just to impress them, like you use modern technologies and all these things they use in ONGC. So if you are using any such word, so I would suggest ki you should know at least 1 or 2 examples. Because interview means they can ask you anything now. As Ankur sir said, there is no limit. And you are going to mention about your job. So, you know, job experience, technical, gate rank, all these things. So they can interview, or your interview will go definitely good. That is obvious. Okay. Now it is up to you just to maintain this one beautiful thing, smile. You have good smile. So keep it. Okay. And all the best for the interview.
Thank you.
We will wait after scope when you will come out from Scope Minar and inform us, sir, I got selected. I am with this institution. So there is a treat from my side. Come here.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Those.
Thank you, sir.
बस अब select हो जाओ यार. दिल से इच्छा है कि तुम सिलेक्ट हो जाओ बस जल्दी से।
इसलिए
Thank you, sir.
तुम्हारा हमने इतना बड़ा ग्राइंड किया है, वरना हम जनरली लोगों का 30 मिनट ही ले रहे थे।
हाँ सर,
तुम्हारे से बात करते करते भी अच्छा लगा, ऐसा नहीं है वी आर बीइंग बायस्ड, बट जिस तरह से आप आंसर कर रहे थे तो एक अलग फील आई, तो हम कंटिन्यू करें। ओके,
yes, sir.
And one opinion from mine, it is different than the Ankush sir opinion. Like Ankush sir said about your gate rank. So my
Yes, sir.
opinion on that is don't mention it. Okay, Ankush
Yes,
sir
sir.
opinion is different. My opinion is different. Don't mention it because you are sitting in the ONGC interview not because of the gate rank but because of the CBT. I
Yes,
know
sir.
that it's your achievement, but this achievement can bring some range of questions, new range of questions also.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
They might
that
have
maybe
somewhat
that
more expectations.
more expectations, maybe they ask more about the technical stuff, because
Yes, sir.
what happens now then when there is a some person who is, oh, 4 rank, okay, chala ja bhai मैदान में, let's come into the ring. So that can also happen with some of the students.
Yes, sir.
So that is why my opinion is don't mention. Also, when the rank is 4 na, what happens that because gate exam is for doing the masters, so one thought can also come that this person, it can happen, there is a probability that he can join masters or some IIT Bombay or IIT Bangalore and can go to the research side too,
Yes, sir.
because that is also thinking of some of the persons. So that can create doubt in the mind, that can create a new range of questions. So yes, I know it's an achievement, but don't mention it. That's my opinion. Rest is your decision. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I want to say. Baki, all the best. Okay. Best wishes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
All the best.
all the best.